A huge moo to the herd, and welcome to episode 28 of our Omnifactory playthrough. Well, lots of things have happened between episodes. Predominantly, I realised that the base has reached the end of its useful life. I've been doing stuff manually still as well as the automatic stuff, and as a consequence, now we're getting into more complex stuff. We're going to have to start rethinking everything we've been doing. And that came about because if I go into my quest book, let's go into our mid game. I wanted to get to the fourth and final tier 3 circuits because I've unlocked final tier 2 circuits, the third tier 3 circuits, the second tier 4 circuits, and we're looking at the first tier 5 circuit. But the fourth and final tier 3 circuit requires nano CPUs, and if I go into nano CPUs, it says nano CPUs are advanced circuit wafers made from infusing the CPU wafer with carbon fibers and energized glowstone in a chemical reactor. So into the recipe, and we get the nano CPU wafer, which is just, we can do all of that stuff. But I wanted to get to glowstone doped silicon boules because they will get me more of the integrated circuits and CPUs and such like, and I want to start stocking up on my tier 4 circuits, my final tier circuits I should say. So for instance, the fourth and final tier 3 circuit, I want to have them on auto build so that I've always got a stock of them. But to get to glowstone doped silicon boules, I need nichrome coil blocks, which needs nichrome ingots, which means I have to redo all of my blast furnaces. We go down, not up. You see, we've got a whole array of blast furnaces, and I want to start consolidating some space on those, which requires a lot of titanium and things like that. So what I've started to do, a lot of waffle for, not much, but welcome to what will become our chem lab. And you'll see this little tower here. Well, this is the first of my passive creation of various things. So for instance, this chemical reactor here is mixing chlorine and hydrogen to make hydrochloric acid. You'll notice it's got a machine controller and a level emitter, and I'm keeping 64 buckets of hydrochloric acid. Same on this one. This is salt and water to make salt water, which we will then disintegrate in our electrolyzer to make chlorine. And again, if you look, 64 buckets of chlorine. Up here, I have sulfur and water to make sulfuric acid. Again, same deal, 64 buckets to make sulfuric acid. And over here, I have sugar in an electrolyzer, which is making oxygen. Now, I'm hopeful with today's episode that I might be able to take this one away, and I'll explain that in a minute. This one here, the electrolyzer, is for, what are we using this one for? Yes. So with our titanium tetrachloride, one of the byproducts is magnesium chloride dust. And the great thing is, if I electrolyze magnesium chloride, I get chlorine and magnesium back, which I can then route back into my blast furnace. The blast furnace is currently passively making 2048 bars of titanium. So I have that on stock. And the emitter for this one, which I think is around the other side, is it? Oh no, that's just recycling, because this one's the one that's doing the titanium tetrachloride. That's taking rutile, carbon dust and chlorine and making titanium tetrachloride, which is then being made into titanium. And once I reach my 2048 titanium ingots, it will shut this one down. So we're not over stockpiling stuff anymore. We are basically using up to a number and then replenishing. And the one thing you may notice is all of these are EV tier machines. So I decided to start upgrading everything to EV. Excuse me. Which brings us on to today's episode. We're going to be doing a few things. So I've moved my pyrolyze oven. That's now up here because, as you can see over here, I'm going to build 4 distillation towers, and we're going to start processing charcoal byproducts into the various chemical elements. And the idea being so we can start having a constant supply, I mean, one of the things we'll do is we'll set up a tree farm and just have that fed straight into the pyrolyze oven, and then that can start producing various chemicals. For instance, creosote, which I can use into lubricant, ethylene, which we can use for polyethylene and polyvinyl chloride, and so forth. So we can do acetic acid, which we can use for our, I think was that for the epoxy, and so forth. But over here, this is the interesting thing. So I have an atmosphere collector 3. The reason for this is for this quest here, which says basic air collection. Note this quest will accept LV, MV, HV, EV air collectors. Great. An air collector will suck up air at a decent rate, provided the top side is unobstructed. The collected air is automatically ejected into an adjacent tank via the output face. IV and LEV air collectors are not part of this quest, but for the reference they exist and are called atmosphere collectors. Now let me clarify something for you. The HV tier is an air collector. The EV tier is an atmosphere collector 3. Now I don't know if that's a typo, but the atmosphere collector 3 is the EV tier one. So my surprise when I took what I thought was the EV tier one, an air collector, this one here, Advanced Air Collector 2. Now I should have known it's got a HV machine hull, it's got a HV pump and everything else, but when I dropped it on my EV cable here, it went boom. So that was a nice surprise. So the EV one is actually called an Atmosphere Collector 3. Next to that, we have a vacuum freezer. And now what this is doing, this is sucking up air, it's pumping it into the input hatch here, and then the output hatch is liquid air. Because the thing I want to build here, and what we're going to do right now, is what's it called? A cryogenic air distillation tower. So let's get started on that. See if I can get the plan for it. There it is. And a sneak, click. Ooh, lots of shinies. I'm going to pop it straight next to it. Is that enough space? No, that's too far forward. How do I get rid of this again? There we go. So do I want that right up against the back wall? Probably. Let's keep things centered, and that wall will disappear once I move things on. So let's try popping that down there. That's flush. Okay, so let's start getting working. Right, so the first thing we want to do is find where everything is on this. So according to this, we have controller and some sort of input. Is there a better way of doing this? Here we are. Rust-proof machine casings, modular machine controller, and a fluid input hatch. I'll show you the fluid input hatch is there, but it's not a problem because I can just run some cables. So, controller, fluid input hatch, and frost-proof machine casings. Pop, pop, dot, dot. What else have we got? And this goes back. All the fluid output hatches are at the back. I'm glad I left that gap there now, or did I? No, I put that right up there. Do I want to move this? No, because I can just pipe from underneath. That's fine. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I already got one in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this must be going through the wall. Let's just check that. No, it says it's there. This doesn't seem to tally up with what the plan's saying. But it does say hatch and hatch there. So if that's fluid input, and that must be, let's see, energy input, see how this goes. On there, and fluid, reinforced fluid output. Never built one of these, and so far it's not looking fun. It definitely says 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 5. Alright, so that back row is hatches. According to this, I have 5 of them. That's what the thing suggested I get. Is this the right tier? Like it. Ooh, that's the wrong one. Let's try filling in the rest with this. Right, so what's next? Then another tier, go flat, up 1, but with a squiggle in the middle. So 2 here. I don't know if I've got enough. 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. That tower's going to be annoying. That wall even. Go flat. 2, 2, and then solid steel machine casings. A lot of these. 1. No, that's not the right ones. I do like multi-block machines, but I wish there was a clearer way of laying out the plans, especially when it has to be specific. Right, and then the rest of this, according to this plan, is just all filled in with frostproof machine casings. So ding, 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 ding. Let's not fall down there. Ding, 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 ding. Right. Where are we now? So done that one. And then it just goes up 10 levels apparently. Okay. Solid steel machine casings. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, this is tall. I'm glad I decided to build this outside. I just want to confirm that this goes, is it a hole at the top? Yep, all the way up. So like a giant chimney stack. Oop. My magnet grabs it. It did. So that should be it. Let's just count. Let's do it from here. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? Or do I need some more casings? Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that's it. Now here's the big question. Is this working? No, missing structure. Why is that? Why is that? Okay, I'm going to pause here and I'm going to try and figure this out. And then when we come back, we will hopefully make some progress. And we're back. And we have success. Kinda. So, what I didn't see on the schematic, I had to do some Googling, is this capped off at the top. Hence the reason I had the 4 additional solid steel machine casings. So there we have our working cryogenic air distillation. So all I need to now do is take my liquid air from the vacuum freezer, pump it into here, and we'll get our outputs. So let me just wander away from this schematic so it disappears. Meanwhile, I'll go get some ender fluid conduits. You may notice I am running a lot faster. I added, do I have ender? I've got them on me. I have. I added the speed upgrade to some dark steel leggings, or legs I should say, so that all this backwards and forward stuff was at least a lot quicker. Right, so let's do some tunneling. Make a mess of my lovely floor, but doesn't matter as long as we get what we're trying to do. I do like my end steel pickaxe with its spoon upgrade. Right, so where are we? That should be the fluid output hatch, which it is. So we'll take our ender fluid conduit. I also want to get, did I have, I do. I have some end steel power here. Because at some point, if I can find it. What are you? Frostproof machine casing, you must be further back. Am I lucky? No, that's a fluid output hatch. There we are. HV energy input. So we'll take our power. Yeah, where are we? Here we go. Make you in. Because this is not going to work if it's not got any juice. Make you in there. We'll carry on our fluid. Make sure one in there. Yes. Get rid of you. You. And bit of lag there. And you need to go up there. So pop you in here. And you are going to be insert. And the other one, which is kind of buried at the moment, go and get it down here. Oh, I'm stuck in a hole. Really need to put some decent crawl space in. Right, you are going to be you're the CEF, so you're not the one I want. You're the one I want. Almost burst into song then. Always active. Right, so missing fluid input, but that should be going in, and it is. Liquid air is going in. And what are we waiting for? More liquid air. So hold it. Ah, that must be running. And now I just look into the air. Let's go around to this convenient little access hole. We have noble gases. What's that? 1 bucket. We have nothing in that one. We have carbon dioxide, 1 bucket. Nitrogen, 40 buckets. That's good. And oxygen, 11 buckets. So we can actually stop electrolyzing sugar for oxygen now because I have it available here. Now this will run continuously. So that will suck in the air. This will freeze it. And it needs more energy, which I kind of suspected was going to be the problem. So at the moment I'm using end steel for everything, which is fine, but it just can't provide enough power for my setup. So I am going to have to upgrade. This is going backwards. EF, yeah. let's see, let's just, how many amps is that? That's 2 amps, that's 1 amp, that's a 4 amp thing, so that should be enough. But clearly the conduit is just, there's too much draw on it. So we're going to have to upgrade to the next tier, which if I look at my quest book, it's Lumium, which is one of the reasons we wanted to get into Nichrome, for Nichrome coal blocks, then into tungsten, tungsten steel coil blocks, and we can get Lumium. And then once we've got Lumium, we can start upgrading everything else. So, not sure what the way around this would be. I suspect if we drop some batteries in there, that might offset it a little, maybe stop the draw being so high. So I'll probably go and let's try that. Let's make some batteries for the EV tier and see if that makes a difference. So we'll be right back once I've crafted those. Okay, so just looking at what we need to make the batteries as a quest for it. They're Laptron crystals, and they require energy crystals, which are made with distilled water and Energium dust. Energium dust is ruby dust and redstone. I don't actually have any ruby at the moment because I've been using it for Chrome, so I've just got that processing. So what I'll probably do is between episodes I'll get those crafted up, because I know there is a dislike of batteries in this, but if it gets me going for the time being, it's fine. So what I'll do is in the meantime we'll get our distillation towers put together. So I've got 4 of them. So I want my, where are they? Output buses. So I'm going to pop an output bus here, 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 and here. And then as you can see, I've got oodles and oodles of clean stainless steel. Right, so this one is going to be for my charcoal byproducts. Now that is, I just have a quick look. Charcoal byproducts. The use for this is that gives us 3, so we want to be 3 fluid output hatches. So let's pop you in here. Oops. No coordination whatsoever. Let's just jump up here and do it. Right. 1, 2, 3. Move these around with my wrench. That way, that way. Nice and lined up. Right, and the next one after that. Distillation tower. So wood tar. That gives me. How much does that give? That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 4 outputs high. What I may do is, yeah, 2, 3. This one's a bit easier. That, did I say that was? I have a memory that is shocking. 4. So I want 4. So that's 1, 2, 3. So I want need to go 1 higher. We'll just pop our good outputs there. What's the next one? Charcoal byproducts. Wood vinegar. That has 6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plop. Again, will that reach? The final one is going to be, I think this is it, wood gas, and that's 5. 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, we'll pop our doohickeys. Is that the term I'm going to use? I've already set up the input hatches and the fluid input hatch, so that's the energy and the fluid input. So it should just be a case now of finishing off the structure. And hoping I have enough of these clean stainless steel casings. Because if not, then I did some really bad calculations. Now, did that form? It did. Perfect. So let's get that one installed, that installed. And these should touch. Now, hopefully, because they're not sharing any components, I don't think they'll cause any problems, but you never know. Over there. Reach that one. Yes, I can. Dun, 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 dun. That dash way of putting things together, but then it works. Doesn't matter. And the last one, and that didn't form. What did I do wrong? Where's the additional block? Yeah, let's go on. Yeah. This is where sometimes I wish I had a jetpack. Looks okay there. Just look down the middle. Ah, there's 2 missing blocks just there. So, let's hope we can get out. Oh, you gotta love this hook. And that's formed. And finally, will be these 2. Little dinky one here. And there. Hopefully this is the right amount of blocks I need to finish this off. The one I wanted. I'm standing on it, so it's not going to let me put that in. Make sure I do this. Try not to make the same mistake again, and will this work? It does. So that's brilliant. So what we should be able to do is if I take my ender fluid conduits and pop them 1, 2, 3, 4, and no, not that one. And we want these to all extract on brown is active, brown always active, brown always active. That's it. So what I've done is I've got fluid filters on the fluid inputs of each of these ones for each of the various inputs. What we'll do now is we'll grab some wood. Hopefully, all being well, 1, 2, 3, 3 stacks should do. These distillation towers should start processing. 1, 2, 3. Our collection of various fuels. I don't like that. That seems wrong. Oh, that's because it's round the wrong way, that's why. I have to fix that one. Yes. Yep, they're all lined up now. So, why is this an invalid structure? Have I messed up again? What did I do wrong on this one? This is kind of the centerpiece for it all, and if that's not working, then we have massive problems. I did exactly the same as I did on the previous one. So 1, 2. Can I get out? 3. That one works now. And now that's running. So that should start. And this one's now running because that's got. What will that have in it? That will probably be. I don't remember what this one is. Well, that's got my acetic acid. That's got water, ethanol, methanol. Reach that one. Acetone. That's just an output bus. This hasn't got anything in it yet. Oh yes, it has carbon dioxide, ethylene, methane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen. I can't even reach that one. So what is it? Nothing. It should have something in it though. I wonder if I got these round the wrong way. I will have to double check that. I've got a sneaky suspicion that they've got the wrong things in. This has got creosote oil, phenol, benzene, and toluene, which is great for explosives. So, mixed bag today. We've got our vacuum freezer kind of working, but we have a power issue. We've got our cryogenic distillation tower all built, which has given us the noble gases. And the thing is, I need to build a second one of these. So these noble gases are 4 millibuckets. I need to build a second one. Let's just do this, noble gas, to convert those noble gases into argon, neon gas, krypton gas, helium, and xenon, which we'll need for various things down the line. We do have this power situation which I need to resolve. I don't seem to have power issues here, so I'll have to figure out what's going on with that one. But all in all, relatively successful. And one of the things we'll do as we go on, we'll start upgrading all our machines to EV tier, start getting everything configured so that they're on passive building, and we'll take it from there. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to give it a like. If you'd like to see more episodes, then please feel free to subscribe. Until then, I wish you a very pleasant day. Goodbye.